Hello, my dear students. I hope you all are doing fine. Today, I am going to start the third part of this particular chapter, electromagnetic induction. In this part, we will discuss. You can say that the application part of how to produce current with the help of change in magnetic flux. Okay, and the device, or you can say AC generator is nothing but a device which use the basic concept of change in magnetic flux to produce alternating current, or you can say simply current. Okay, this is the basic concept of AC generator to use to you can say concept to produce current, electric current with the help of change in magnetic flux. Okay, as we know that magnetic flux in a particular loop can be written as BA cos theta, and theta is and B is magnetic field, A is area, and cos theta is nothing but the angle between theta is angle between magnetic field and area vector. Are you able to getting my point or not? And one more thing, you know that we can also write theta is equal to omega t, which we have studied in class +1. Theta is basically angle, omega is angular speed, and t is time. Okay, this is the basic construction of this AC generator. The AC generator is consist of two large magnets. This is north pole, this is south pole. So if the magnets are very large, they will produce a constant magnetic field. And the direction of magnetic field will be in this direction. Okay, now with the help of some external agent, we will rotate this loop in this magnetic field. Okay, so the area vector, if we rotate, let's say omega is the angular speed of rotation. When this loop will rotate in a constant magnetic field, then what will happen? If the loop will rotating at a constant speed, then the angle between magnetic field and area vector is constant changing. If theta is constantly is changing with respect to time, if theta is changing with respect to time, so you can say that the magnetic flux will change. For example, in the given case, when the magnetic field is parallel to the you can say that parallel to the magnetic field, then the area vector and angle between area vector and this particular magnetic field is 90 degree. When this loop is perpendicular to this particular magnetic field, then the angle between area vector and magnetic field is 0. Always remember that what is the angle between magnetic field and area? The angle between magnetic field and area vector. And as we know that the area vector for in case of loop, the area vector is nothing but the perpendicular to the surface. Are you able to getting my point or not? Okay, so and this particular structure is used to basically take that current which is produced by this AC generator. If there is a change in theta, the continuous change in theta mean to say that magnetic flux is changing with time. If magnetic flux is changing with time, then there will be induced EMF which we have studied under the law of Faraday's law. And if there is an induced EMF, then we will generate a current. We will generate a current. Mean to say that here the mechanical energy, the rotation, the mechanical energy, AC generator, the mechanical energy is converted into electrical energy. Are you able to understand my point or not? Is converted into electrical energy. This is basically AC generator and the concept of AC generator. Okay, let's say phi is nothing but phi, you can say B is the constant magnetic field, A is area, and cos theta, this is the magnetic flux. You can also write BA cos omega t, because you can write theta in case of in the form of angular speed and time, in the form of angular speed and time. Then this is the magnetic flux. Now induced EMF will be minus d phi by dt, if there is n number of turns, then the magnetic n will be multiplied here. If there is n number of turns, now you can write E is equal to minus n differentiation of BA cos omega t divided dt. B and A are constant, so minus n B A, you can write d cos omega t by dt. So what is the differentiation of cos omega t? The differentiation of cos omega t is minus sin omega t, and minus will plus n B A sin omega t. Then according to chain rule, you can say chain rule, you have to multiply omega here. So induced EMF will be n B A omega sin omega t. Okay, so induced EMF is nothing but the function of sin omega t, because n is constant, magnetic field is constant, area is constant, and angular speed is constant. Okay, are you able to understand my point or not? And if sin omega t, or you can say the sin theta, the maximum value or the value will varies between 0 and 1. Varies between 0 and 1. So what will be the maximum value? Is n B A omega. This is the maximum value of induced EMF when sin omega t is 1, because the maximum value of sin theta is 1. This is the maximum value of induced EMF. Are you able to understand my point or not? So you can write induced EMF is E max or E naught sin omega t. Are you able to understand my point or not? This is basically the induced EMF in a AC generator. If this is the induced EMF, you can easily generate the current. Are you able to understand my point? So what will be the maximum value? What will be the angle when there is a maximum value of this particular induced EMF at 90 degree? Because at 90 degree sin theta is 1, and where it will be the minimum value? And the minimum value it will be at 0 degree or 360 degrees. The maximum value when theta is equal to 90 and 270, then there will be the E maximum, but in opposite direction. At theta is equal to 90, E maximum will be there, and at theta is equal to 270 minus E naught. Okay, are you able to understand my point? And theta is equal to 0 and theta is equal to 360, EMF will be 0. EMF induced EMF will be 0. Are you able to understand my point or not? This particular what we have discussed here, we can show this particular thing in this particular diagram. This diagram is very easy. It is basically showing the rotation of the particular loop, and the relation, mean to say that this particular, all these stages showing the, you can say, change in theta, or the change in angle between magnetic field and you can say area vector. Initially, let's say this particular loop is perpendicular to the magnetic field. This particular loop is perpendicular to the magnetic field. Then what will be the angle between area vector? Because area vector is perpendicular to the loop. If the direction of loop is this, the perpendicular to the magnetic field, then this will be the area vector. Mean to say that initially the angle between magnetic field and induced EMF is 0. Sorry, area vector is 0. Then what will be the value of EMF? E naught sine omega t at 0 is 0. Maximum at 90 degree. Maximum at 90 degree. Again, degree minimum at 180 degree. Again, maximum at 270. But here the sign will change. Sign will change. Are you able to understand my point or not? Okay. Are you able to understand my pointer? And again 0. So this is E naught and this is minus E naught. Okay. Mean to say that here this particular angle is continuously changing. The values of induced EMF is varies between E naught and minus this particular E naught, minus E naught. Okay, so you will get, that's why the name is alternating current. Alternating current mean to say that initial first half the value is positive and in the second half the value is negative. And in reality this kind of current or induced EMF is generated practically by the thermal power plant, hydropower plant, as well as by nuclear power plants. This is the basic concept. You have to rotate the loop. In a magnetic field. Okay. So why there is alternate? Alternate means in one half you will get the maximum and in that you will get a negative value. Okay. This is all about AC generator. Are you able to understand my point? And these are basically the, you can say, positions of this loop with respect to the magnetic field. Always remember that theta is the angle between area vector and magnetic field, not the loop and magnetic field. Always remember this particular point and don't get confused. Okay. So next is an example based upon this particular AC generator. The Kamla pedals a stationary bicycle. The pedals of the bicycle are attached to a 100 tons coil of area this. The coil rotates at a half a revolution per second and it is placed in a uniform magnetic field of 0.01 Tesla perpendicular to the axis of rotation. Mean to say that here the theta is 90 degree. So, and the maximum voltage, you have to find the value of maximum voltage, and maximum voltage is NAB omega. Here N is given. N is nothing but N is 100. Area is also given 0.10 meter square. Magnetic field is also given 0.01 Tesla, and omega means angular speed, and here frequency is given. Frequency is revolution, half revolution per second. Frequency is given. Frequency is half revolution or point revolution per second. So you can easily find the value of omega. Omega is nothing but 2 pi into frequency. 2 pi into frequency. So you will easily get the value of maximum value of induced EMF, and the maximum value of induced EMF will be N100, area 0.10, magnetic field 0.01, and omega 2 into 3.14 into 0.5, you will get the value of approximately, I think, 0.314 volt. You can check the calculation part, but the answer will be 0.314 volt. This will be the maximum value of, because here the value of sine omega t is 1. Okay, here is given that you have to find the value of maximum value, and the maximum value is NAB omega. Are you able to getting my point or not? So this is all about the theory portion and exercise part of this particular chapter. Now we will discuss the exercise part, and in particular numerical questions I will try to give the you can say the hints of all the numerical problems. Okay, so the first question is, you have to find the direction of current. You have to find the direction of induced current. You have to find the value of direction of induced current. Okay, and the direction of induced current is nothing but, you can use Lenge's law. And what will be the statement of Lenge's law? The induced current try to oppose the change in magnetic flux. That particular concept can be used in every question. Okay, so for example, in part A, this particular south part is moving toward the magnet. If the south part of this particular magnet is moving in this direction, then what? In this part which I have marked, what pole will this solenoid try to produce? There will be force of attraction or repulsion. There will be force of you can say force of repulsion. So this particular coil try to produce south pole here, and to produce a south pole, what will be the direction of current? To produce the south pole, what will be the direction of current? This will be the direction of, inside the solenoid magnetic field is you can say south to north, outside north to south, and inside. Because the coil we have discussed in chapter 5, you can treat a uniform you can say infinitely long solenoid as a bar magnet. So if you want to produce a south pole here, what will be the direction of electric current in this particular coil? The direction of electric current will be in this direction, which will produce the magnetic field, the north pole here, but inside magnetic field moving from south to north, moving in this direction. The magnetic field will be outside the solenoid in this direction. So this will be the direction of magnetic field that will create a south pole here. Are you able to understand my point or not? In same way, you can answer the part B. For this particular part, you can say this particular part, again the direction of current will be in this direction. You can say in this direction. This will create the magnetic field in this direction. So this part will be you can say south part. This part will be south part. So it will experience a force of repulsion. And in this particular second coil, what will be the direction of current? The direction of current, if this particular magnet is moving away, then this particular coil try to produce magnetic field in which direction? To reduce the effect in this direction outside. So the direction of current will be this. Direction of current will be this. Are you able to understand my point or not? Okay, next is C part. In C part, if you just tap the key, there will be an increase in magnetic flux in this XYZ loop. There will be increase in magnetic flux in this particular loop, and the induced current try to reduce the effect of this increase in magnetic flux, then it will generate current. It will generate current opposite to the direction of this. If this current is increasing magnetic flux in this direction, then here the current will be in this direction. It will create magnetic field in opposite direction. Are you able to understand my point or not? In the D point, if you increase the resistance in the circuit, then what will be the value of current in this particular coil? The value of current will reduce. The value of current will decrease. If the value of current will decrease, then the magnetic flux will decrease. Then the magnetic flux is decrease, or magnetic field is decrease, and the current produced in this particular XYZ coil try to oppose that effect, means it will try to retain the original magnetic flux. So here the direction of current will be same. In this direction, because in both the cases the direction of magnetic field will be same, because by increasing the resistance you will reducing the current, and if the current will decrease, then automatically what will happen? Magnetic flux will decrease. Okay, in part E, the same as the part C, but in opposite case. If you just remove the current, in this particular you can say remove the current in part 1, then magnetic flux in the second coil will suddenly drop. The magnetic flux will suddenly drop. Then to maintain the magnetic field or magnetic flux, the direction of current will be in this direction, because here if the current is moving in this direction, moving in this direction, high potential to low potential, this is the value of current. Okay, this is the value of current. Okay, so here the magnetic flux is in this direction. Magnetic field. So here same, the current will be same direction. Are you able to understand my point or not? And in last case, the magnetic field is not changing. Are you able to understand my point? So there will be no induced current. Okay, you have to just focus on the basic statement of Lenge's law, and the practice that particular law in different kind of loops. You can easily solve this kind of questions. You have to just find the direction. And the basic rule how to find the direction of magnetic field: curl your finger in the direction of current, and your thumb will show you the direction of magnetic field. Are you able to understand my point or not? Next, again, in this particular loops, you have to find the value of, you have to show the direction of current. In first case, if area will increase, and the magnetic field is in inward direction, if area will increase, then the magnetic flux will increase or decrease? Magnetic flux will increase. Then the current in this loop will try to induced current, the direction of induced current will be in such a way, it will try to reduce the effect of this increase in magnetic flux. So induced current try to generate current, induced current will be generated in such a way that its net magnetic field will be in outside direction. So the current will be in anti-clockwise. The curl with the fingers in the direction of current, the thumb will show you the direction of magnetic field. In second case, again the direction of magnetic field in outside direction, the direction of magnetic field is outside and area is reducing. If area is reducing, then magnetic flux is also decreasing. If magnetic flux is decreasing, then this particular induced current try to oppose that effect, mean to say that it will also create a magnetic field in outside direction, or mean to say that towards you. So here again the current will be in anti-clockwise direction, because it will create magnetic field in outward direction. Are you able to understand my point or not? Next question. A long solenoid with 15 turns per centimeter has a small loop of area 2 centimeter cube, 2 centimeter square, placed inside the solenoid normal to its axis. If the current carried by the solenoid changes steadily 2 ampere to 4 ampere in 0.1 second, what is the induced EMF? The formula of induced EMF, all the questions are directly formula based. Induced EMF is nothing but minus d phi by dt, Are you able to understand my point or not? And again here you can say that the phi you can write the value of, and this is the case of solenoid. So you can easily write the value of phi. How to write phi? Phi is nothing but NB into A, because cos 0 is 1. NB into N is nothing but N is 15 turns per centimeter. 15 turns per centimeter means 15 turns per you can say 1500 turns per meter. 1500 turns per meter. Okay, N is this, or you can easily find the value of magnetic field in case of you can say in case of solenoid, the magnetic flux is nothing but B is equal to mu n I. You can directly put this value, this particular value, the value of magnetic field you can easily write here. Magnetic field is mu n into I, and area is nothing but, area is also given 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4, and directly put this value, you will get induced EMF minus magnetic field. Here the number of magnetic field is created by inside the solenoid, then the magnetic field will be mu naught n, and area is also constant, and di by dt. Okay, the value of mu naught is nothing but 4 pi into 10 raised to power minus 7, n is 1500, area is nothing but 2 into 10 raised to power minus 4, di 4 minus 2, and dt is 0.1. You will directly get your answer. Okay, are you able to understand the concept or not? Okay, in the 6.4, a rectangular wire loop of sides 8 cm and 2 cm with a small cut is moving out of a region of uniform magnetic field of 0.3 Tesla directed normal to the loop. What is the EMF developed across the cut if the velocity of the loop is 1 cm per second in a direction normal to the longer side? In the direction longer to, we have discussed the motional EMF, the concept of motional EMF, and at that case the induced EMF in this 6.4 you can directly use the formula BLV. In first case velocity is perpendicular to the longer side, and in the diagram of motional EMF, you know that this is the road and this will be the direction of V, then this is the direction of L and this is V. In first case, velocity is normal to the length, longer length, mean to say that first case you have to use in L is equal to 0.08 meter. Okay, and in second case what we have to use, in place of L you have to use 0.02 meter. Are you able to understand my point or not? In first case, what will be the time? First case, the time will be is nothing but the distance traveled by if this is the longer length, this is the shorter length, then the time will be nothing but in first case, the first case time will be 2 by 1, 2 by 1, and in second case, if the shorter length is perpendicular to v, then the loop has to travel the distance equal to the longer length. So the in second case time will be 8 by 1, 8 by 1. Are you able to understand my point or not? 8 by 1. In question number 6.5, in question number 6.5, a 1 meter long metallic rod is rotated with the angular frequency of 400. So means omega is given, omega or angular speed is directly given. Do not get confused with angular frequency. Always focus on the units. If the RPS, revolution per second, is given, means frequency is given, and if radian per second is given, means angular speed is given. Okay, about an axis normal to the rod passing through its one end. The other end of the rod is connected with the circular metallic ring. A constant and uniform magnetic field 0.5 Tesla parallel to the axis exists everywhere. Calculate the EMF developed between the center and the ring. And we know that the induced EMF is nothing but B omega r square by 2. We have derived this formula, I think second or third example. You have to just directly put the value. In place of B, you have to put 0.5 Tesla. In place of omega, you have to write 400. In place of R, you have to write 1. And in place of 2, there is 2. You will easily get your answer. You will easily get your answer. Are you able to understand my point or not? Okay or not? Are you able to understand my point or not? Next question number 6.6. A horizontal straight wire 10 meter long extended from east to west. A wire is from east to west. Wire is east to west. This is east and this is west. Is falling with the speed of 5 meter per second. 5 meter per second and 5 meter per second at right angles to the horizontal component of the magnetic field. Horizontal component of the magnetic field, and inside the direction of magnetic field is this. Magnetic direction of magnetic field will be this, and value is this. What is the instantaneous value of EMF? The instantaneous value of EMF is BLV. BLV. B is given 0.30 into 10 raised to power minus 4. L is you can say 10 meter and V is 5 meter per second. Are you able to understand my point or not? Next is, what is the direction of EMF? The direction of EMF from west to east you can easily find with the help of right hand rule. And which end of the wire is at higher electric potential? As we have discussed when we were doing motional EMF, I said that what will how to find the point of higher potential. You rotate your finger, you have to find the direction V cross B. V is in downward direction, B is inward. Then this direction, the direction of thumb means east direction. East direction will be at higher potential. East direction. In again, I am telling you, if you have to find direction of higher potential, then you have to find the direction of V cross B. Mean to say that curl your finger from V to B. Here V is in downward direction and B inside the page. Then V cross B will give the direction of thumb will give you the direction of higher potential. Are you able to understand my point or not? Question number 6.7. Current in a circuit flows from this di by dt is given. If an average EMF of 200 volt induced, give an estimate. You have to directly put the formula. Let's say formula will be 200 induced EMF is equal to minus L di by dt, and di by dt you know that you will easily get the value of L. And why there is minus is just showing the direction. Minus is just showing the direction of induced EMF. So di by dt, 5 minus 0 by 0.1, you will easily calculate the value of L. You will easily calculate the value of L. The last question, a pair of adjacent coils has a mutual inductance is 1.5 Henry. If the current in one coil changes from this to this, what is the change of flux linkage with the other coil? Okay, we know that directly know that phi is directly proportional to current, and change in flux means to say that change in current. And if you want to remove the sign of proportionality, m into di, change, you have to find the value of change in flux, and m is given, so it will be 1.5 into you can say 20 minus 0, this is change in current. Okay, so and you will get your value. Are you able to understand my point or not? Here the use of 0.5 will not be there. Why? Because d phi by dt will give you induced EMF. But the question is, you have to find the value of change in flux. Just change in flux, not d phi by dt. That's why we have not used this particular 0.5 second. Yes, if the question were we have to find the value of induced EMF, then the induced EMF will be d phi by dt E, or you can say minus m di by dt. Then you have to use the value of this dt or this particular time 0.5 seconds. Okay, I hope you are getting all the concepts very clearly. In case of for any feedback, you can write in my comment section. Okay, so for now that's all from my side. Okay, see you soon, and we will discuss the next chapter, alternating current, in next time. Okay, so till then, take care, namaskar, have a nice time, God bless you, bye bye, take care.